So 2019 has come and gone for all of us, including Marvel Strike Force. So in typical fashion, it's time to talk about things that we would like to see changed in the coming year of 2020. A lot of the other CCs, content creators, have done these type of videos. I think they're fun, they're different. I want to give my opinion on what I think should be changed in the upcoming year. Obviously, if you looked at my thumbnail, you're like, what? Little pop culture reference there. These are not necessarily things I hate about the game. I just thought it was a fun, cute, stupid way to do a thumbnail. So let's just go through these things one by one. It's just gonna be my thoughts, basically spitting out towards you.
Bring me WolverThor!
So, the biggest thing I would change in 2020 about Marvel Strike Force is the time it takes to play this game. I could go on forever about this. I did a video on it. It was probably 30 minutes long. The time it takes to play this game is too much. If anybody's actually checked their phone, their screen, iPhones do it, where it's your on time, screen time or something like that. I guarantee if you are in a competitive alliance, you are playing this game for at least 3 hours a day, if not 4 to 6, if you're a leader or really into the game. You're on this thing nonstop. That is way too much time per day to play a mobile game. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So next biggest, second item, war. 2 times a week, 1.5 times the reward. Do it. People are burning out. They're leaving the game. I think war is a big reason for it. I think if you make this thing 2 times a week with, a time and a half of the rewards, everyone's going to be happy. My opinion, I'm sure some people would just love to stare at their phones 3 times a week for war. I don't. I haven't heard anybody tell me they wouldn't want to do war 2 times a week. So, and if Fox Next needs more engagement, create a new game mode that requires people to come on by themselves, not coordinating with 24 other people. Next, raid simulation, meaning you can basically auto simulate your raid. So it's instead of like when you 3-star an event, one of the catalyst events or something like that, you auto get it. I'm not talking about clicking the auto button and watching your team go. I mean, you click the button and you're done with the node. I have a little bit of a feeling that this one might be coming regardless. So the way I would do it is, regardless of the raid, and before I go into this is especially more important when you get newer raids like Ultima 7 that take a full 5 minutes just to get through a node, sometimes 10 to 15 if you have to 2 or 3 shot some of those boss nodes. That's a lot of time. If I can show that I can 3-star, whatever that means, a node, say 3 times, make it 5 times. Who cares? If I can 3-star a node 5 times, and whatever that threshold is, then I can automatically beat that node every single time I go. There's no reset to it. Anytime I ever go to that node, if I get on that lane, whether it's this alliance or that alliance, Alt 7, if I can be A5, 3 stars, I never have to go through that node unless I choose to again. Period. I think the Greeks, you can do this as well. I would do it every single Greek. So even if I get, once every, 6 weeks, every 6 weeks or whatever it is, or every couple months when you get the new raid, meaning like, so if I'm on Gamma, if I 3-star my Gamma nodes, the next time Gamma comes around, I'm autoing those. I don't have to go through there and 3-star them again. The one exception I might make to that is like what they just did with the new Alpha raid where they changed the boss nodes. If they introduce new tunes, fine. I have to 3-star that. No huge issue though. I think the community might push back a little bit because of the potential for moving goalposts on these, which is a problem. But that's another rope where I'm not really going to get into it. So next, this is what 4. Blitz simulation. Now, before you freak out and be like, what are you talking about? People with huge rosters are just going to auto sim this. That sucks. Yes, you're right. though I think a lot of the whales in the game aren't necessarily even going to do that. They don't care about blitz all that much. Some do. But I think this would, by and large, help more people than hurt them if they can find a way to auto-sim blitz, meaning like if I can say, hey, look, I pick 10 teams and I can auto-sim them. I don't care about the result. It is what it is. Give me my points. Great. And even so, if it helps with the build up to tier 8, that's at least, I think, 45 minutes to an hour and a half each time blitz comes around. I'd love to get that time back too. These things are all, super, super critical for the game. And when I say super critical for the game, what I mean by that is, for the time that we take to play this game, that, it's for us as players to keep playing. We can't continue to play 4 to 6 hours a day or 3 hours a day. Eventually, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our wives, our husbands, whatever, are going to say, this is too much. You can't do this. So anyway, I'm for a blitz simulator of some sort. I fully believe blitz will not be around at some point in the next year or so it might be a moot point. But I think until then, we should have some sort of simulation. So next up, number 5. So I want to give a shout out to Valley and OMG on this one, Mobile Gamer. They were talking about a concept of war and the time it takes, and it was kind of the catalyst for this thought. Basically, their idea was that, war takes too much time because you sit there and you have to wait for... say you have all 24 people on at a time, only 2 can go. Unless you're talking multiple rooms, but that's not efficient. So that was what they were talking about. So the thought here for me is change war. Change war in the sense that I can have my alliance have more than 2 people attack at the same time in an efficient manner. I know that I can do that now, but that's not efficient. It's not smart. It's not how you get to the barracks or armory right away, which is what everyone wants to do. So, whether this is a adjusted layout where it's like, yeah, you can go down to both sides and it's fine, or there's an adjustment for the fog of war, I don't know. But what I do know is that there's a lot of time wasted sitting and waiting for my opportunity to click a team to fight. And, a lot of times you're sitting there waiting for your people to finish, they finish, and it's a team, it's like, well, I don't have anybody for that. I don't have anybody strong enough for that. So you're still sitting there and watching or waiting. And you come back and it causes turmoil, it causes problems, it causes time in game which you really don't need to be there for. So anyway, adjust that. All right, number 6, new tunes. Holy cow, do these tunes come out at a alarming rate. We can't keep up. Unless you're spending a ton of money on these things, blitzing nonstop, it's hard to get any level of impact or any star level of that is actually going to impact the game. So, a lot of people free to play, and even some whale or mini whales and dolphins, they'll wait 6, 8, 10 months to get a tune to 5, 6, 7 star, and by that time, normally that team's not really relevant anymore. We've had a ton of people leave our alliance, but they're just going, I'm sick of waiting 6 months to still not be able to farm a tune. So my suggestion is make new tunes reasonably farmable within 2 to 3 months of their release. So let the pay-to-win players have their 2 to 3 months of buying that tune, being at the front end of it, helping them in war, whatever they might be doing. Give them those 2 to 3 months. And then after that, at least on a limited basis, make that tune farmable. Because if you think about it, even if you made Colossus farmable 4 months ago, it still takes some people a month to get them up to 7 stars, or maybe even longer, depending on what else they're farming. So there's no pain from the Foxnext end of things to allow these type of characters to be farmable sooner. Now, I will give a Foxnext, I'll give them kind of a bone here, so to speak, or give them the ability to keep some of these back. Don't let them elite tunes be farmable. Okay, Black Widow, fine. When she was elite, fine. Don't ever make her farmable. Minn-Erva, fine. Leave her in premiums. Whatever, no big deal. But the fact that we still cannot get Colossus, that we just got the Fantastic Four in orbs only. It's kind of like the Asgardians are out there, where you're just still, they're not farmable. When the Inhumans come, You know, there are all these new Marauders, you know, there are just so many of them coming that you don't have an ability to ever really catch up. And I think that that gets disheartening and discouraging for players who are trying to, you know, really, they'll never catch up to the pay-to-win players, but they should be able to feel like they can farm it too. Number 7. This is a big one. Saved slots. Oh my God. Really, like either make save slots for each game mode or add 30 more save slots right now. It is so frustrating to need 3 different raid teams for Alt 7. You've got 2 or 3 different raid teams for each Greek raid. You've got all your Blitz teams. You've got your arena teams. You've got your war teams. You know, if you want to change who you bring in and out of war, it's just, how difficult is it to add save slots? I know that it takes time, I get it, but holy cow, add them. Add them. It is such a huge quality of life thing. Please do it. Okay, so this is a personal favorite of mine. I've been touting this for a very, very long time. The auto basic button. So instead of auto, where and your characters just do, you know, whatever the best ability is with the energy. So if you've got all your energy full for alt, you do it. If you got your special, then that's second, and it gives those priorities. I just always want a basic. I'm finishing out a raid node. I'm finishing out Dark Dimension, whatever I'm doing. I just want auto basic, you know, or Blitz. I just want auto basic. Now, if there's a raid simulator and a Blitz simulator, maybe I don't care as much. But right now there's not. So, you know, auto basic button. Let me have it. All right, so this is one that's a sore spot for, I think, a lot of people. You know, when you're scrolling through those offers and you're just trying to, you know, just see what's there, and you accidentally click the core button and it automatically purchases it and it doesn't ask you for confirmation and you just lost 2,000 or 900 cores, and how frustrating that is, and you message support and say, I fat fingered the button, please give me my cores back, and they're like, sorry, we can't do that, too bad. Why? Can't you just ask for a confirmation for cores too? You do it for the money, why not do it for the cores? What's the big deal? And on that same kind of logic, when you refresh a store, if you refresh the war store or the Blitz store, if you accidentally fat finger the button again when you're looking at something, it automatically refreshes the store. There's been plenty of times where I've refreshed the currency store or the supply store, and then I'm scrolling in the Blitz, you know, section or the war section, and I accidentally click that refresh button, and it automatically does it. I'm like, oh great, you know, and then it's like a message support. I'm like, I didn't mean to do this. You can see I didn't buy anything. It's like, well, sorry. And I'm like, anyway, make a confirmation for that. It would be nice of you. Next up, I think this is technically number 10. We're going more than 10. The find button, when you're in the character screen and you've got that find button down at the corner, that's great, love it. But when you actually get enough shards for them to rank them up, that find button goes away. And all you can do is rank them up. That's so annoying. Can you make it so that I can rank up or find? You know, it's like 2 buttons or something, or maybe a half button where it's rank up and still find. Because if I'm farming that person and I'm only got them to 5 stars, I don't want to rank them up. I'm just farming them for once I get gold, which is another problem. But give me the option to boot both. Okay. Number 11. Increase the Alt 7 rewards, please. Too much time. This was talked about a long time ago. Why hasn't this been done? Why? Just more, please. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. 12. War shelling. Now, the problem has been decreased quite a bit, but there are still several alliances out there who are constantly shelling to get more T4 mats. These alliances are pretty easy to find. They are consistently in the silver range, sometimes bronze. The entire alliance has a low overall key total, and they're always in the top 10 to 15 of war season rankings. What these alliances are doing is they're basically creating new alliances and then just jumping to it so that their elo is really low and they just pound everybody to get great war season rewards. Now, I did a video and shared some math with folks at Fox Next about this, and the thought is that the ranking system that we've got now with Platinum and Gold 2 and Gold 3, discourages that. And technically it's kind of close, but it's really not. It's so hard. My alliance has been gold 2 the entire time. The entire time. You know, and it's like, we've gotten close to gold 3, but we're not there yet. We're just not. You know, and we take war generally pretty seriously. So unless you're one of the top alliances, you're not moving anywhere. So it encourages those people like, well, I'm just going to shell to get an extra 75 to 100, you know, T formats, which you need. So my suggestion is improve the rewards for being in a particular placement or ranking, gold 2 and above, gold 1 and above, or, you know, if I've got 800 trophies, then in addition to what I get for my ranking for the season, give a trophy reward that makes up that difference, where it's like, if I'm consistently at 800 trophies, I'm getting more T formats or more materials, more gear, so that it's like, I don't want to shell because I'm missing out on all these trophies because we've only got 0 to 400 trophies for so long. I don't understand. It's just like, it's literally like, just give out rewards for how many trophies they have. It's perfect. So, this isn't technically the last one. This is the 13th one. I think we'll do 14 here. Ultimus currency. Let's get the Ultimus store going. Okay? So, I think it's coming. It needs to come. Let's just do it. You know, at some point, everyone's not going to need to farm them anyway. Let's just get the store in game. I'm sure the end game players will love it. Let's make it gear, whatever we need to, but put the Ultimus store in the game. And last but not least, gold economy. I had this plan of doing this whole big elaborate video of how the gold economy is so out of whack, but I don't need to show any data for this because it's so clearly obvious. So many tunes are coming in, the levels it cost, or the cost it takes to level each individual tune is insane. You can't keep up. You know, we've got Hydra reworks incoming. Eventually that hand one's going to be out there. Please, I mean, what's taking so long there? And, you know, and then you've got all the new characters, you know, and it's like, I've still got, you know, I've got Cable and Nebula and some other semi-irrelevant tunes who I've never ranked up because I don't have gold for them, you know, and I guess that's fine. You know, we all talk about resource management, but I'm not going to buy a gold offer that's $20 to give me 1,000,000 gold because that doesn't do anything. So anyway, please put more gold in the game for all of us. We'd appreciate it. So what do you think? Good ideas, terrible ideas? These are 10 things that you love about Marvel Strike Force, 14 things you love about Marvel Strike Force, you hate about Marvel Strike Force. I don't know. These are what's on my head. I've got plenty more, but again, end of the year, you know, overall, I do want to say that I enjoy playing Marvel Strike Force. I enjoy, you know, talking with the community. I enjoy my alliance. I enjoy talking with the other content creators. There's some really good people in this community, and even Fox Next, I know some people over there. They're all good people. So I like this game. So I don't want this video to come off as super negative, even though if you got to this point, you're probably like, what? But these are about things that I want to have changed in the game to improve it, because I like it so much. I like spending time doing it. So, you know, I started playing this game not to become a content creator. I just started playing the game because I liked it. I became a content creator because I wanted to help people play the game as best they could as far as what I thought would help them. So anyway, let's hopefully get some of these things implemented in the new year and keep this game going strong for the next 3 to 5 years. What do you say, Fox Next? Can you do it? All right, for the rest of you, hammer down on that like, notification bell, friends, share things, places. Happy New Year, be safe. Get that Uber and Lyft.